What if I told you that over 400 years ago, a Sri Lankan elephant embarked on an extraordinary journey across Europe, becoming a prized possession of not one but three powerful royal courts? Yes, you heard that right. And what if I told you that this elephant, accompanied by a Sri Lankan mahout, marched through the streets of Portugal, Spain, Italy, and even Austria, capturing the fascination of emperors, nobles, and commoners alike? And his story, which began as one of royal admiration, ended in tragedy, exhausted by relentless travel, brutal winters, and a world far different from the lush jungles of Sri Lanka. This is the forgotten tale of Suleiman, arguably the first Sri Lankan elephant to set foot in Europe. Stay with me as I unravel his epic journey, the intrigue behind his name, and the mystery surrounding his devoted mahout's fate. Our story takes us back to the 1540s, to the kingdom of Kotte in Sri Lanka, formerly Ceylon. King Bhuvanekubahu VII, locked in a power struggle with his brother Maya Dunne, sought Portuguese support to secure his throne. As part of a grand diplomatic mission to Lisbon, King Bhuvanekubahu sent extravagant gifts, including finely crafted ivory caskets, jewel-encrusted artifacts, and a baby Sri Lankan elephant. The Portuguese King George III was so enamored by the elephant that he decided to send it as a gift to his 5-year-old grandson Prince Carlos of Spain. But there was one problem. The Spanish court had never cared for an elephant before. Despite the presence of a skilled Sri Lankan mahout, the elephant's future in Spain was uncertain. The elephant, accompanied by his Sri Lankan mahout, was marched from Lisbon to Valladolid. But the Spanish climate proved too harsh for the creature. Concerned for its well-being, the Spanish courtiers pleaded for it to be moved to warmer lands. Their cries were ignored. It was then that Archduke Maximilian II of Austria stepped in. Charmed by the elephant's exotic appeal, he decided to adapt the animal and have it transported to Vienna. But before setting out on this perilous journey, he gave the elephant a new name, Suleiman, as a mocking reference to Suleiman the Magnificent of the Ottoman Empire, whose mighty Ottoman army had failed to conquer Vienna in 1529, largely due to the brutal winter. Little did Suleiman the elephant know, he too would soon face the same unforgiving European cold. Suleiman's journey through Europe was nothing short of legendary. In 1551, he was shipped from Barcelona to Genoa and then marched through Italy, stopping in cities like Milan, Cremona, and Padua. Everywhere he went, crowds gathered in astonishment. One story claims that while passing through an Italian town, a child separated from his mother stumbled near Suleiman's feet. To the shock of the onlookers, the gentle giant used its trunk and carefully lifted the child and returned him to his mother. As he continued his journey, the townspeople of Trento, Brixen, and Bolzano welcomed him with guards of honor. Bishops, cardinals, and nobles alike marveled at the exotic beast from Sri Lanka. In Brixen, his visit was so momentous that the local innkeeper renamed his establishment Hotel Elephant, a name that still exists today. But the hardest leg of the journey was yet to come. Suleiman had to cross the snow-covered Brenner Pass in the dead of winter, an unimaginable ordeal for a tropical creature. With his Sri Lankan mahout, now renamed Fritz by the Europeans, Suleiman struggled through icy terrain before finally reaching Vienna on May 7, 1552. He had become a legend. He was the first Asian elephant to set foot in Austria. But sadly, his time in the Grand Empire would be short. The relentless travel, the foreign climate, and the constant public spectacle took their toll. By December 1553, just 18 months after reaching Vienna, Suleiman collapsed and died. To honor his memory, Emperor Maximilian II commissioned a commemorative medal. His bulletproof hide, which had amazed European nobles, was stuffed and gifted to Duke Albert V of Bavaria. His bones were fashioned into a chair that still resides in Kremlista Abbey, Austria. For centuries, Suleiman's hide was displayed in Munich's Old Academy and later in the Bavarian National Museum until World War II, when it was destroyed in a bombing raid, erasing the last physical remnants of this legendary elephant from Sri Lanka. But while Suleiman's story is well documented, there is a question that remains unanswered. What happened to his Sri Lankan mahout, the man who had travelled across continents with him? Did he return home, or was he left stranded in a foreign land lost to history? Suleiman's journey is one of triumph and tragedy. He was a marvel, a spectacle, and a symbol of diplomacy, and yet in the end a victim of human ambition. But what do you think? Was Suleiman a royal treasure or an exploited curiosity? And more importantly, what do you think became of the Sri Lankan mahout who accompanied him? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you have enjoyed this dive into history's forgotten tales, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel for more fascinating content. Until next time, this is me, Zamir Karim, signing off, uncovering history one story at a time.